writing and you. I'm your host, Professor Genre, and we're going to learn how to write in a whole new genre today. In this edition, we'll be going over
special education.
Who needs this information? Why it is important to know, how to identify the genre you are reading in, and how to write in it. That's the writing in you recipe that any novice will be sure to find success in. Let's begin!
Who needs it? I bet you sure do. Let's look at all the people who are involved with the writing in this field. Wow, look at all those groups of people! I bet you didn't know that so many people are involved in the same field. You may even see a few examples of careers you can go into that relate to the writing of our featured topic. Don't worry, we'll go over this list again later, so keep your chill. What's so important about this anyways, huh? Every topic is important to someone, but we've got a special guest ready to talk about our featured topic. It's important to know why something is important. That way, you know what you're working for. Hi there, I'm Tina. Today I'm here to talk about why special education writing is important not only to professionals, but also to those not as familiar with academic writing. If you are going into any higher education, you will often be depending on reading and writing academic work in your chosen field. However, special education articles are usually about research in the field. Everyone who works with individuals who have special needs are supposed to be equipped with the tools to understand new research and information. Since there is still so much to learn about many aspects of those with special needs, new research is coming out all the time in order to improve support, overall understanding, and educational strategies. There are those who are not a part of this field but may also find academic articles about special education to be important. These people would be parents and family members of those who have special needs and want to learn how to best support their loved one or loved ones. This field is about helping others, so even if the writing can seem dull and endless, remember who you're writing for and how that writing will benefit them. Thank you for having me. Wow, what an awesome guess! I hope you learned as much as I did about the importance of writing in our featured film. With that out of the way, let's get to the serious action. In order to write what you want, you have to know what that writing looks like. That's why we need to identify the key features of the genre. Let's take a look at what we're looking for. Talk about a solid structure. Once you identify a piece as part of your intended genre, you can then learn further from reading that, and even more works in order to get the hang of the genre patterns. We recommend you find an academic article and start identifying. That way, you'll be prepared for the final step of the recipe. Please pause video now and look at suggested material. We've made it! It's time to actually start writing. I'm sure you've looked over at least one academic article and have used your new powers of identification to fully understand what you're looking at. Are you excited? I sure am. Let's go find a student writing in the genre and help them out. When they learn, you learn as well. Oh no! It looks like you've got a few mistakes on your hands. Would you like some assistance in your writing? I sure would. I'm worried about getting the genre all wrong. I know my subject, but I'm still confused about how to write in my field. Well, let's take a look. I want to know if readers can identify the genre I'm working in. Can you help me out? Let's use our new identification skills to see if we can find any key features. Wow, you did great! I'm glad. I've got every identifiable genre a feature in my work so far. That's a surefire way to have a basis for a great article. Can I apply this genre to forms of writing other than academic articles? Great question! That's in fact another feature of the genre. They are written only as academic articles, which are then published in academic journals. Now that we've scattered out our genre features, let's explain them in more detail in order to apply them in writing. Let's start with the organization of writing. While our student here has correctly formatted the article by having 2 columns of text, this writing isn't in third person. These articles need to maintain being third person for neutrality purposes. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't want my work to be biased. Now, let's look closer at the intended audience and purpose of this piece. You state your purpose in your abstract, but I don't think you fully understand what your intended audience is supposed to be. Well, I want this piece to be for teachers and parents of students so they can learn from my research on taking behavior data. This can easily be added in your abstract by typing in order to help teachers and student parents as well as students themselves to reduce stress overall. Wow, that was an easy fix! By pairing intended audience and purpose together in your writing, you'll have an easily identifiable genre feature and a clear article, which is the end goal. I'll be sure to keep that in mind next time I'm reading a special education article. One way to quickly tell the differences between genres can often be in the graphics utilized in academic articles. Your content is clear, and I'm also seeing numbers, but I'm not seeing any corresponding graphics to go with those numbers. Well, I just figured I wouldn't bother making tables, charts, and graphs, since the numbers are going to be in there no matter what. Graphics are an extension of organization and purpose. By using them, we can clearly see what you are actually measuring, and how those numbers relate to your research. Oh, yeah, I guess that does make sense. I want my readers to understand what I'm trying to portray so they can use my research as efficiently as possible. Now, one of the most important parts of writing in genre is the vocabulary you utilize. Terminology and acronyms can be seen as shortcuts to those who read and write in the genre. I'm seeing some acronyms in your paper, but I can't seem to find any other terminology. Well, I wanted my article to make sense to as many people as possible, so I avoided using field-specific terms in hopes of those with little academic experience could understand more of what I'm saying. While this is a wonderful idea, sometimes a term can simply be more effective than a phrase. You can add a keywords section underneath your abstract, or you can define or at least point out a commonly used terminology in your article. The same goes for acronyms. Here is one example of that. So I can still be reader-friendly while also maintaining a solid flow for those who are a part of the special education field? Exactly. That's great news. I really want to help those who haven't studied special education in school to be able to help those in need. Those are the most important things to know while writing in the genre. While you are first learning, make sure to open up other articles and further analyze them to make sure you are following the genre features. Even by only looking at a few articles, you will be able to quickly pick up the general format and other patterns.
Wow, thanks, Disembodied Voice! Who knew there was so much to writing?
No problem! I'm glad we could sort everything out, and I'm sure you learned something too! Now that we're through, let's do a review.
today. I'm Professor Genre, and thank you for joining me on another edition of Writing and You.